vocabulary, you know, it has certain points that I consider are really important and necessary nowadays in teaching and learning the language. But there are many methodologies, right? There are many methods and ways of teaching English, yes. But the best one is the one, maybe it's obvious, but I want to tell you where the students learn. This is the best one, okay? Every teacher has a different style. Are you teaching? No? Yeah? Okay, very good. Every teacher has a different style. One of the main ideas here when we have the teacher's course and all this kind of training teacher's course and all these points is that you find your style, because everyone has a different style. Some years ago there was, well, preparatory, you know, high school here in Mexico is preparatory, okay? But some years ago I remember a teacher, then there was a preparatory, I don't want to say names, but they had some problems about discipline. One teacher sometimes came to the classroom and started the first class with saying, "I'm a dog," and all the students, quiet, silence. Then other teacher tried to copy the same style, right? One day she started with the class and again did the same. "I'm a dog." And the students, wow, 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 wow. What I want to say is that every teacher has a different style, okay? You must find your own style. And what happened with idiomatic method? The idiomatic method is something that allows you, gives you the opportunity to find your style. I learned, this is my son, Christian. I remember I started studying English here when I was 9, 8 years old around. My dad, teacher Crescencio, the one who taught us, you know, Eduardo, Sandra, and me, we learned with the method. He always pushed me and made me study English. When you're at that age, it's the same now with my son, he said, "No, I don't want to speak English because I'm..." And I remember that he taught us and insisted on teaching us English because he said, one day it's going to be something good for you. You don't believe me nowadays, you will see it in the future. Nowadays, I'm 45 years old, and I know and I have realized what he tried to say, or he tried to tell me in that time, okay? Well, what I want to give you a little background about this, okay? Because when I started studying English, I didn't know about methods, you know, just when I took the book, the idiomatic book, with some students yesterday, of course, they told me the orange one, because idiomatic, one of the first editions was orange, the color orange color, okay? Now it's different. Only what you can see, the way the book is wrapped, okay? Because in essence, it's absolutely the same. Well, idiomatic is, this book, because it's part of the idiomatic method, was written by 2 authors. Do you know who are they? Or who were they? Because now they are not. They don't live anymore, okay? They are not alive anymore. Do you know? Eugene Long and William Bumwell, okay? These great teachers, I consider them, because they have a nice vision about the future in teaching languages, were the authors, you know, they wrote idiomatic book. They came to Mexico from the United States. They were American, North American, you know. They came to Mexico and they said, we are going to start, or we want to create a method that can be adapted from Spanish into English, okay? It has been very controversial, the idiomatic method, right? It has provoked a lot of polemics because the way that the book works, you know, they give you the first classes in Spanish, you know, that if you actually, the book has vocabulary. The vocabulary is English and Spanish, and then that provoked a lot of situations and debates, you know. It was a little controversial because many teachers say no, and nowadays so far they say no. English since the first class is valid. I don't want to say, okay, that it's good or bad. And the point is that you are going to get your own judgment in the moment that you teach. Are you teaching? Some of you? All of you?
All of them.
All of them are teaching. Excellent. Very good. With idiomatic? Who's teaching with idiomatic?
All of them.
All of them. Excellent. Right.
They're working here as teachers.
Okay, very good. Well, the point is that these people, William and Eugene, decided to write this book, okay? And made it a method. But that was the book. According to the time, it was written in 1956, 55, 1955, Imari. We're talking about more than 50 years, okay? 60 years.
Your age.
Yeah. 60 years around. The book was written many years ago, okay? So, that's why it provokes a lot of controversy. It has been so controversial. The method maybe is a little old, apparently, okay? I'm going to get to the point. The method maybe is a little old, but it has been very, very, very efficient. Personally, I learned with this method. Teacher Sandy, learn with this method, okay? Have you met Teacher Eduardo?
Yes. Some of them.
Well, the three learned with this method. I'm talking about the three and my father. My father and the house, okay? Because we started working the method in school at these points. Well, so after they created the book, they were, is what I investigated, they were, they studied, Eugene alone above all, they studied at Harvard, some of these universities. So we're talking about people with certain preparation, okay? Actually, in Mexico, they established some schools. Nowadays, they have disappeared. Not the method. Nowadays, they are not alive anymore, okay? Their children, their sons, daughters, they are still alive, and then what? The point is that the book was written many years ago, and nowadays it has a lot of points of didactic and pedagogy. Okay. Voy a irme a un punto.
Continue recording him.
Quiero regresar un poquito más. Voy a empezar un poquito a meterme con tecnicismos, ¿ok? En cuestiones de pedagogía didáctica.
Spanish teacher, you are.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so was meant because of the points. Okay. The point is that nowadays there are several learning approaches, teaching approaches. Okay. Some of them, for example, we have constructivism. Have you learned about it? Have you listened about the new theories, models of educational models, which are taught in Spanish? Besides teaching here, someone else is teaching in other schools, private, public schools, out of the school? No. Okay, well, you? Excellent. Well, we have nowadays several educational models that are the new ones, okay? For example, behaviorism, learning languages, is totally, according to psychologists and pedagogists, behaviorism, conductism, okay? It means answer, we're talking about ask, question and answer, right? It's such in this way. This is the way we learn, for example, how to drive, something like that. This is a theory. Idiomatic has it. Are you happy? When you start teaching idiomatic, you provoke your students listening, speaking, okay? Because many times the problem with many students, check it, when you are working with adult people, what's the main problem with that? They didn't study when they were younger, maybe because they didn't have the opportunity, or maybe because they didn't like it. They didn't like the language. Why? Because always, most of the books start, they have not exactly certain stations, they don't follow stations, okay? Well, but in idiomatic, for example, the first point is a behaviorism, totally, right? Question and answer. Are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. No negative? No, I'm not happy. This is why the good teacher, okay? So students find this way very, very, very attractive because they start speaking since the first day. This is what we make. It's very important. And the most important point about idiomatic is that it has it's a method, okay? It means first, what is the structure of the idiomatic? Present, then from lesson number 1 to lesson number 10. Then from lesson 11 to 20, past. Second book, from 1 to 10, teacher, present perfect, past perfect, and the one, conditional. Let's call conditional, okay? Then, for example, 11 to 20,
application conditionals.
exactly, we have the conditionals. Yes, passive voice. The most structured, right? The most structured parts of English, of the language, is practical. Believe me, when you learn how to teach with idiomatic and you take other book with other methods, it's easy. And it's easier, okay? Why? Because of this structure that we have with idiomatic. And basically, idiomatic handles the main structures and tenses. That's why makes the students English easier, right? Because they have certain stages, certain steps: present, past, future, composed tenses, and composed structures, something like that. Well, according to the time, when I had found some teachers, because, well, let me tell you a little about myself. First, I taught here in the school. Then I have also taught in companies, in many companies, government, okay, public, what I'm talking about, private companies, universities. So that's why I have had the opportunity to use different books, different methods, okay? Oxford, Longman, Macmillan, different methods. But basically the one I work with my students, guess which one? Idiomatic. Then, because when I teach them with this structure, we have first, we have present, we have past, we have future. It's exactly the way we learn Spanish. In our years, some of us, not all of you, okay? I know that some of you are much younger. Okay? Well, but some years ago, that was the teachers taught Spanish. They taught us Spanish. Do you remember this word? Present? No? Presente, pretérito, presente sensual. Okay? Etc. The presente. It's the same way that idiomatic does it. Well, and that's why it's easier to teach other methods. Obviously, the more methods you use, is the more you learn how to teach. Yeah? But basically, you have something which is the main column of your teaching area, that is the idiomatic. There are many methods, yes. There are many books, yes. But the most practical for me, okay, that I have learned and I have used is the idiomatic. Idiomatic uses something which is called in pedagogy like cognitive bridges, puentes cognitivos. I want to give you a little explanation about this. It means that idiomatic works goes from what we know, what the students know, to what the students don't know. Okay? And all of the models, educational models nowadays, constructivism, for example, cognitivism, right? The many of these models use these kind of structures from what we know to what we don't know. It's easier for the students. When you tell a student one word, for example, maybe in Spanish, or some structure that the students know, and you give the students a new structure, this is a puente cognitivo, right? Because it's information. The new information comes into your mind. Imagine your mind like little bricks, como tabiquitos, you know? They are just suffering different movements inside our minds. So when the student receives certain information, obviously it tries to find out what is similar to the new information to the old information we get inside. It provokes learning. Idiomatics use it. All that. Yeah? That's very interesting that, because it's something that maybe we don't know, we teach students something like that, but it's the way that it works. That's why, versus other kind of new methods that are good, all of them are good, I repeat again, if the student learns, excellent, okay? How fast the student learn, yes, that's something different. But all these points make the idiomatic a useful method. Okay? Well, when we start with them, and when we start, for example, the first lessons, we give them some explanations in Spanish. Okay? This is the other important point about the idiomatic. For example, imagine that you are. What happened? Have you ever had this experience that you were students the first day and your teacher arrived and everything in English, something like that, and your brain is trying to find the old and the new information, but no information at all, right? Nothing inside. Say, what happened? Has it ever happened to you?
Yes.
In your learning experience? Not a teacher, in your learning experience?
Yes.
Yes. This because it's common, right? The teacher starts and sounds, it's a big challenge, okay? And I repeat again, I respect all the methods, okay? But I am trying to be focused on idiomatic. What's the idea? But if the student comes to the classroom with very bad experiences, because I repeat, when you're teaching adult people, actually exists one area for teaching adult people, which is called andragogia. Have you ever heard about it? Fine. If you are teaching adult people, andragogia, okay? Andragogia. This area, this science, is the way of teaching adult people, okay? Because it's different. In the process, we learn how to learn. Aprendemos a aprender. But with adult people many times need to learn how to unlearn. Es otro proceso. Estamos aprendiendo a desaprender. So what happens, for example, when the teacher comes the first day and starts speaking English, this is your first day of class, you have no idea about English, and the teacher is speaking. And they say, what she say? No idea. So many times that provokes your students can be a little upset, right? And disappointed, which is the most dangerous. And say, no, I don't want to study English anymore. I think you have found many cases with your students, right? At least they say, I tried, I had the opportunity in my company, but definitely I couldn't get used to the method, okay? Well, the idiomatic tries to do that. That's why you have Spanish into English and vice versa. Dictations. This lovely dictation that the students love a lot, you know? English to English. These particular points are very useful, right? For the students. And then, for example, if I'm working top-notch, you know, I'm using touchstone, or I'm using other kind interchange of different books. But if I find the way of adapting my idiomatic with all these books, my students will learn. I'm very sure about it. Okay, but I tell you this because for many teachers and many coordinators, idiomatic, they sometimes feel a little strange idiomatic method, right? But I'm trying to explain you why it's good and why it's necessary to use it. When the students, for example, it's the first day of class and they have no idea about the language, and you are connecting Spanish with English. Spanish is what they are supposed to know. We are supposed to know, okay? We are supposed to know, right? But when your students connect the Spanish and then with English, that tries to make a good connection, okay? A good friendship. And then in this point, your students are connected. In their minds, these bricks, you know, los anillitos inside, this process of acomodación, lo que es acomodación, asimilación, right? It has a name, for Piaget, that was the name of this. When you receive information, all these bricks start moving, and then if they connect something they know with something they know, learning is easier. Yeah. That's why when you start in class, what is your first activity when you are going to start a class? Which is the first activity, Jenny?
Checking homework.
Take it to church. Most of the time when you start ice breaking, warm up activity, so you can just catch them or something, right? I remember a Japanese teacher in one university where I was studying, when he called his students, he said, "Hey, class!" Instead of making like this, and the students went like this, you know, but with no rope, nothing like this. Yes, it was just exactly. And the students try that. Why? Because this is what we do in the first moment of the class. We warm up, okay? But you have a warm up with a many learning value. You are going to call them and then catch their attention, okay? But when you start, for example, with certain stages, with certain steps, 1, 2, 3, we start, for example, with present continuous, with one structure, because it's something important about idiomatic structures. And this text, English is like that, you know? And they say, no, grammar is valid. I have taught in certain companies where the directors tell you, you know, Richard, I don't want grammar. I just want you to give them speaking. Grammar is necessary, okay? Yes. And sometimes the rest students say, no, teacher, why grammar? Only speaking. Grammar is necessary. And idiomatic also has grammar in that part. You give them the structure present. Very simple. Subject, verb, plus complement. If your students understand that, every structure you give them, they are going to catch the information very fast. Okay? Because then you can teach them about auxiliaries. Idiomatics also give you the auxiliaries, the most important auxiliaries. Then when your students learn all the bases, you know, and the structures, and they have organized all this information, is when they are prepared for certifications and all these points. Yeah? So, these are some, since my point of view, okay, about using the idiomatic method. Right? That's why I tell you I have known many books and something, many of them, but the one that I believe a lot and I think is the best method is the idiomatic. All of them, you know, a good teacher. I remember a phrase that I have always in my mind, and I think is important. Such as I told you, when you are a teacher, you need to find your own style, okay? If in your style you include idiomatic, it's better. But don't forget that beyond teaching what we know, we teach what we are. Really? Más allá de enseñar lo que sabemos, enseñamos lo que somos.
¿Puedes recordarlo?
In every method, every class you give, you are selling, okay? This, because I have, during these last years, I have also been working as a salesperson in real estate, okay? And then I have connected all this information with teaching, and we sell. You sell your style. Every day you get into your classroom, you are selling yourself. The most difficult thing, okay? You can sell a product, I can tell you, this is notebook, okay? With certain pages, you can feel it, right? But when you are teaching, it's not exactly a product. So you are selling your profession. Such in this way, you are going to motivate your students to learn more English and to take the teacher's course. Because I have found, maybe it's your case, maybe some of you,
They have taken.
yeah, okay, no, but maybe some of you didn't have any idea about teaching before studying here. Maybe you said, teacher, no, it's the last thing, no, it's not that. But in my last idea.
Remember that question I had?
And you remember you see, for example, Sente, no? Outside, unfortunately, right? And you see other cases, no, the teaching is very bad paid and nothing like this. Believe me, when you are teaching, you have lots of opportunities. It's not the career for getting rich, but the money. But it's a career full of satisfactions and full of work. There are lots of jobs outside. Nowadays, I'm living in Quintana Roo, and then we have a lot of contact with the language, okay? And we have seen there aren't many teachers of English. There are not so many teachers of English. Unfortunately, schools suffer a lot with that. You say, well, it's kind of cool, native speakers. No. One thing is a person who speaks English, okay, a native speaker, but one thing is a native speaker and one thing is a teacher. Different points, okay? And that makes you the style, the method you use for teaching, okay? And here again, this must be part of your style, idiomatic. I don't say absolutely that we don't have other methods. That we need to learn, yes. We need to take something from each one, yes. But we have a column. Okay. Personally, what I have done, it has been so useful for me. Fortunately, we worked for Lucy Forza for 6 years. We gave them classes called Lucy Fuerza. You know, for reasons that everybody knows, disappeared, okay? But for 6 years we were there with excellent results. In other companies, we also were teaching, and let me tell you that the best evaluated teachers in these companies were the ones who used idiomatic. We have other methods, okay? Actually, we were working with top-notch. You know it? Yes. Okay, we work a lot with top-notch, for example, all the kind of method, business, but basically our teachers use the idiomatic. Here in the institution, I say institution because the institution is 52 years old? 52?
No, it's 48 years old. Well, this year it's going to be 48 years old.
Almost 50, okay?
She's age.
So,
She's age.
Well, excellent. Well, this institution has worked with the idiomatic because it has been very functional. Personally, Sandy, many of us have been so happy and grateful because we have had some students that in 3 or 4 months are taking the teacher's course with excellent results. They say, nah, in 6 months you're not going to learn English. Yes. obviously, it's a work for both. Teacher, student, teacher. Okay, that's important. But we have had very nice experiences about students. You know, in 2 months and a half, 2 months around, they are speaking English. And they started with the teachers, 6 months around, and they are teaching English. Right? That's what I believe about the method. Personally, myself, and what I have seen in all the cases. It's very nice when you go, for example, in Quintana Roo, we have several ex-students, you know, that they are with idiomatic. They are living there, they are working in hotels, you know, and they are making a good living because they have in their life how to speak English very good. Right. Some years ago, we have also other experiences about the junior teachers. Because you remember, the students from 14, 15, 16 years old with excellent results. Excellent. Many of them have the opportunity to teach and study their careers. Actually, when they finish their career, they continue. Very interesting, I know. Not yet. Okay, yeah. And so we have seen a lot of things and experiences and people who learn how to speak English with this method. Okay. So, well, this was the intention. You are learning because the best way of learning is teaching. Believe me. It has provoked a lot of controversial. I have the opportunity to study. I studied a master's degree in teaching and training. And then when I use these expressions, I have 15